Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana, and today I'm here doing live intuitive tarot readings. I'm going to take you through the spread that I've created for Beltane and explain to you why, even though Beltane has passed, why I wanted to do this spread today and just kind of really tap into this energy. And I'm sorry I wasn't on YouTube on May 1st to do this then, but live readings regularly Tuesdays, noon Pacific. So make sure you come back each week, and you have an opportunity, to get a live reading. So today's spread is a spread that will help to understand the energy of growth, the understanding of potential, of union of energy between the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and to maybe get some insight into something that you're trying to grow and something you're trying to build. Hello, Elena. Welcome. Yeah. So what I thought I would do today is I will explain the spread, and then I will kind of move into a group reading for today, and then we'll go ahead and unless the chat gets really busy right away, and then we'll move to your questions. So go ahead and you can place your questions into the chat. And usually everybody who's here by 20 minutes past the hour will have an opportunity. Thank you for the super chat, Elena. I appreciate it. We'll have an opportunity to have their questions answered. Okay. And if you want more information about the spread, you can look in the description box below, and you'll see that there. So why don't I'll just go ahead. I don't need to do it in two steps. I'll just go ahead and do a group reading for this day, the 4th day of May, 2021. And the intention of this reading is, how can we keep the fire of Beltane alive? That sense of the beauty of the growth and the potential. We're moving from the early spring to late spring, the energy of summer. And so we really want to embrace that growth potential. I'm using the Druid Craft. I will kind of flip between the Wildwood and the Druid Craft. I might use the Wild Unknown as well today too. All right, so this is for you. This is for the collective. And I decided, instead of doing a kind of a maypole with the energy going down, I want to grow up. This on the left is the energy of the divine feminine, of the goddess, and on the right is the divine masculine. The card in the center represents the union of those energies and what it is that we can grow. And then here, this card is the how-to, the potential of that growth. And then we have the potential outcome, or something that we might need to know about what it is that we're growing. Hello there, Woven Pixel, Danielle, Pinky Lee, and Lydia. Welcome, welcome. So the message from the divine feminine is the 9 of Swords. That's a really interesting card. So this is our message for today, right? This 3rd day of May. I really see this as a card of transformation. This is a breakthrough card. So what is, just turning that, there we go, that's straight. What we need to understand is that in the challenge of this card, the busy mental mind chatter, there's an opportunity to shift that chatter into something quite insightful. And it's a really, really fine line. So we have to set ourselves up in a way that we can hear that wisdom and we can hear those messages, right? It's the same, it's two sides of the same coin. We hear the chatter and the confusion, or we hear the messages from Spirit. And Spirit is coming through. Spirit is coming through in dreams. The divine feminine energy is coming through through the evening messages. We have the King of Pentacles here. So on the masculine side, we have a strong, supportive, nurturing, embodied, integrated energy. And the way that we could help to bring these two together and to allow these messages to come through more clearly is to be grounded and is to tap into the energy of the Pentacles and know that the magic lives within the Pentacles. Okay. And so what we are growing, what as a collective, right, is, wow, this is kind of similar to a message I did within the Facebook group. So I have a Facebook group as well too. And I do a message I draw cards every Sunday night. I just posted my interpretation, but it's a very similar message. So there truly is a baby, I'm using that in quotation marks, being born here. There really, really is. And with this shift of energy, and I'm sorry for those of you that are in the Southern Hemisphere, I'm really talking about Beltane. With the energy of Samhain, for those of you in the South, it's such a different energy, right? It's a turning in, but here we are in the North, turning out and turning, this is kind of cool. Okay, so how do we support this new growth? And what is this new growth and this new potential for you? You're going to find that out by tapping in and listening a little more. And I want to say tonight, as you settle down into your bed, to really address the divine feminine, however you address her, as goddess, Kali, Earth Mother, Gaia, however you address her, to really kind of put a question out there tonight as you go to sleep. This is the moon. Okay, so how? This is the how card. How we're going to grow this energy and how we're going to grow it is by, this is very, very cool. I mean, I say that sometimes you can't make this shit up. It just is just so extraordinary. So I'm talking about the messages coming through at night. And then this is the how card. How we're going to nourish this new dream, this new potential, is by tapping into the energies of the night. So I want to say, go for a walk tonight. Get out in the moonlight. If the moon is shining where you are, if the moon is not shining, just it's always better to be outdoors than indoors, but we can tap into the energy of the moon indoors. Something, with these two cards, so we have the Fool and the Moon, they're very different, far apart on the spectrum of the major arcana. And this feels like a big journey, a big step. This is not a little leap. This is a big leap, and we need to trust that there's something very dharmic about this. And the other synchronicity today is that I'm talking with Masha and Amber and Jonathan on Masha's channel today later about Dharma, about stepping onto your path and what it means to step onto your path and to embrace your path. So, and how to find clarity around what that is exactly. This is such a super card to have here, right? So get your feet on the ground. When we're tapping into these more challenging energies, it's really important to always come from a grounded place. I'm just going to move these down because we can't see everything on the camera. I may have to lose the cloth underneath. We'll see. Okay, so the potential for this. So this is the Three of Cups energy. Well, that's kind of a good message, right? So the message is that we feel revelatory, that we will be able to celebrate this, that it is moving in a positive direction. It's always hard to talk in abstract with this because this is meaning something very personal to you. A lot of people don't like this card in the Three of Cups. It feels kind of like things going out of control in a bar with these three guys. But when we tap into the threes are they're divine, they're magical. And so embracing and trusting what you truly want to do for you and for yourself only is the very best way to be going at this time. Okay. I am actually I'm just looking at the camera. I'm going to remove the black cloth. It's a little distracting, and then you'll be able to see your cards a whole lot better. Okay. just give me 2 seconds here. I love this cloth, but for the sake of clarity, we will remove it. Okay. When you have hair like mine, it's always everywhere in every bit of laundry. All right, let us say hello. Pinky, Lee, I think I said hello to you. And Joseph, hello again. Donna and Helen. Yay. Okay, so we're going to go to, I saw Elena's question. There we go. I'm going through a very heavy, tough time in my connection with Tom. I don't know what to do anymore. Okay. Yeah, we've done a few readings about this. So kind of interesting spread to use for this question. So what does the Divine Mother have to say about Elena's relationship? What does the Divine Father have to say about Elena's relationship? How can we bring these two messages together and give Elena some clarity on whatever is going on? Okay. Yeah, it's one thing to have a pretty cloth on your table for yourself, but then turn the camera on and it looks kind of chaotic. All right, Elena. Pentacles, Pentacles. Five of Swords. So this makes perfect sense, doesn't it? That the Five of Swords is showing up here as what is being birthed through this relationship. This can also represent, because of the way the spread is set up, this can represent you, this can represent Tom. And this would be the union of what is going on. So being you sitting in a place of and I'm sure you've done this already. You feel like a very spiritual person, but really being reflective and to, count your chickens, to count your blessings, to acknowledge all that you have done to contribute to this relationship and to really be grateful for that. If this is the Nine of Pentacles, it could very well signal that maybe this journey is, or this, not necessarily the relationship is coming into an end, but the way the relationship exists presently is coming to an end. And nines symbol a conclusion. They're a winding up, but this is a very grateful, contemplative place to sit and to reflect. It's peaceful and it's calm. And so the Divine Mother wants you to feel the blessings of the relationship on all levels. And the Divine Father message is very, very similar. The Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles are not so different. And I'm confused, right? Why, if this is Tom and this is you, why you're not seeing how similar you are. And perhaps it's the similarities that are stirring up this Five of Swords energy. And so if you're saying you don't know what to do. So if if there's this layer of things being so similar, then one of you or both of you would benefit from shifting that energy. Sometimes we need to go outside of our comfort zone to find that place to connect. When we have two things that are similar, right, they repel. Like, just think of magnets, and that repulsion is being reflected here in the Five of Swords and these challenges and perhaps these harsh words that are being shared between the two of you. So what I'm seeing here as a solution is to offer up some radical suggestions of doing things in a very, very different way. This is the card of how to move through this. How to move through this is the Three of Pentacles. This speaks to inviting other people to participate in your situation. This could reflect mediators, but also what came through right then was like, why not a new project? Why not invite other people together? Or in community, maybe there's a community event, or maybe there's a place in the community where you will meet people or see things in a new way. I'm just thinking like of building a home for charity or something. This is the how, Elena. The how is through connection. The how is getting out of just the two, getting out of the couple and meeting others and being with others and growing with others. And I know with COVID, this is really hard, but this is your how. And then we have the Princess of Pentacles as the outcome. Interesting. So this doesn't feel like separation or divorce. This feels like through connecting with others, there's an opportunity to go back and look at the roots of the relationship and kind of start from a new, fresh eye. I'm just going to check in with the chat and see if you're saying anything. Okay, so that's a really good thing. But there are feelings involved, so I am not sure we can do it just as colleagues. Okay. So I don't know what is your relationship with Tom? Because like, to me, this doesn't feel like a romantic partnership. And if you are, okay, I just want to, so what I want to say is that in order to shift, in order to begin again, to start fresh, but it's not going to be that big of a change because we're only going from the 9 and 10 of Pentacles to the Princess of Pentacles. But the Princess of Pentacles has received the gift of the Ace of Pentacles. And the way through that is, so make sure that you bring in others as well too, that this new project isn't just the two of you. Yeah, it's complicated. Yeah. So perhaps, you should book a private reading, but I would go ahead with that project and trust that there may be support with others, with the community, with the group. And then just think about this, like with, as far as physics and science goes, what happens when people are so similar. And in order to shift things, you may very well need to surprise each other with some radical energy changes. Okay. I wish I could say more. but I really suggest you book a private reading. Okay. All right, let's go to Pinky Lee. Let's go to Pinky Lee. Hello, Angela. Angela is here. And you have a question too. You're welcome, Elena. All right, so this is Pinky. What does Spirit have to say about my relationship with William? And please, if in any of these readings I get your gender identification wrong, I apologize. I am not. I know that this is not a very fluid gender deck, the Druidcraft Tarot. So, if that is important to you, please make sure you identify the pronouns that you'd like me to use. All right, so this is for Pinky and William. Pinky and William, what does Spirit have to say about Pinky's relationship with William? Okay, this is actually a really interesting spread. I'm starting to see things in this spread that I had not intended. And the whole idea with the energy of Beltane is the growth, right? The potential in working with this season. And this is a time to really step into the fire. This is a time of, look at all that fire they're moving away from the fire. Okay, so the energy from the divine feminine is, it's a shift of energy. The divine feminine is asking you, it's funny, I was just kind of talking about this. It's like is recognizing that you need a breath of fresh air. We have a 6 and a 6. So there's so many beautiful synchronicities here. Okay, so the 6 in itself is a harmonious, beautiful number to come up for Beltane. The 6 is the number of union, sacred union. The fact that both you and William have a 6, that you're both in a place of wanting to move forward. Now, only you know if that's wanting to move forward together or wanting to move forward apart. I'm going to say that this is together just because of looking at the images. There is a man and a woman in the boat. This looks like, the divine masculine coming home to community, coming home to family, and so forth. Okay, so 6s are this, and also 6 means love. 6 is beauty, and it really does feel like a coming together. What the two of you are growing together is something that will last a long time. 7 of Pentacles is a beautiful energy to come in this position. 7 of Pentacles represents a seed that was planted and is being nourished and is growing. It's not it's a journey underway. Okay, so this is a very, very good card to come up in this position. And then how you can continue, Ace of Pentacles, how you can continue to support this relationship, assuming that you want this relationship to go forward, is by offering up new things. Ace of Pentacles wants us to share our gifts. It wants us to plant seeds and offer things to each other. And right, this feels like today we've had a lot of Pentacles come up. Pentacles are, maybe this is about cooking meals for each other. It's about offering things to each other. And this doesn't mean expensive gifts. It means things, it could be, it could be wildflowers that you pick up on your walk. It could be just a stone you pick up at the beach. right? It's offering a gift of connection. And by continuing, maybe gifts are your love language, right? And just to remember that precious gifts do not need to be expensive. Okay, so the potential is the Queen of Wands. That's a lovely energy to have here as well too. So because it's fiery and it's sexual. I just want to see if I just wanted to see if Pinky Lee has said anything to me. No. Okay, so this card as the potential of the relationship feels like it could be quite a fiery energy, dominated by the divine feminine in her active element. Again, I feel like quite a bit of balance here. I like the fact that we have earth and fire. What is not present in this relationship, in this reading is cups, right? So we need to acknowledge the fact there's no cups here. And this may be an invitation to check in with the emotional quotient, the EQ of the relationship, and just be aware, okay, that there's no cups here. Okay. I would like to say hello to Ume no Hana, Plum Blossom, and I saw Paper Moon is here. Hello to Nancy. Okay, let's go into Angela. And I will shuffle the cards for Angela. Okay. Will me and my wife reunite? Okay. As you may or may not be aware, the tarot likes to tell stories, Angela. And so I'm going to use this spread to get some information about you and your wife. I think I'm going to stick with the Druid craft. Okay, so Pinky Lee asks, what does it mean there's no cups? What does it mean there's no cups? It means there's an absence of emotion, or there's an absence of emotion being expressed. It means that you may be suppressing emotion. He may be suppressing emotion. And so it's just a question to ask yourself, why was there no emotion? Why were there no, right? They're also associated with love. Why were there no love cards showing up in the reading? And only you can answer that question. All right, so I'm going to focus on Angela now. And oh, okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay. I'm just going to pause for a second. I just want to say that his love, what was his name? Sorry, I need to put my glasses on again. You may have different love languages. And in order to stir up his emotions, I would really look to that Ace of Pentacles. And what that means is that new seeds need to be planted, which is perfect for this time of year. And you might have to plant different kinds of new seeds. And I know I'm talking in metaphor, and that can be really annoying. But this is about inviting him to try new things and to really finding out what it is that gets him going. I don't know how long you've been together or what you know about each other, but to really think about what it is that fires him up. Okay, so I'm just going to Take a drink of water. Focus on Angela now. This reading is for Angela and her wife. Angela, who is the more active, dominant partner in the relationship? Like which of you would identify as the masculine or the feminine? Is one of you more active and one of you more receptive? That would be good information for me to have. Okay. Sorry for the silence. I'm just contemplating what all this means in regards to your question, because the tarot always answers the question. I like that we have all these cards of balance. And I need to remember that not everybody here reads tarot and understands the lingo of tarot. So on a positive note, I love that we have a 2 and a 2. I love that we have the Temperance card here, which speaks to balance. And you're asking, will we reunite? So how I'm going to shift that energy is to give you what would need to happen in order for you to reunite. And as always, please know that I invite those of you that read tarot in the chat to chime in at any time to support Angela and her reading. The energy of the divine feminine is one of introspection. It's a time to really turn in and to focus on kind of what happened in the group reading at the beginning, right? So to really start to listen to your intuition, to listen and to trust those thoughts, those inner thoughts. The divine masculine energy it's very powerful, very strong, but also one of connection, as above, so below with the magician. The magician wants to create. The magician wants to connect. The magician wants to make something stronger. Okay, so I didn't get an answer on my question, Angela, but so if I'm guessing that this is you because you are reaching out and actively seeking a reunion. And so if this is your wife, this is the divine masculine energy. This is the stronger, more active energy. It's really beautiful, actually, that we have this receptive and active energy balancing out each other. And then what is birthed is the balance and the temperance. So maybe what was lacking in the relationship was the active balance. Sometimes in a relationship, we can go just too far in one direction. And so what I'm seeing here is if the relationship is to be one that grows back together, then the effort, the focus of the effort needs to be on activities, on aspects of your life that restore health, restore mental health, restore balance, restore peace through, like we need to understand what is going to heal each other and to listen to each other. This card is very, very specific in that we learn to I mean, I say this often, like, be the apothecary of our own life. We want to mix the potion in a way that feels nourishing for us, and to be playful with it as well too. There's a playfulness to this particular temperance card. How you are going to get through this is to really, really dig deep. You are strong enough to fare through this journey. We have 3 major arcana cards here, which means this is a significant relationship. I would say this relationship is definitely worth the effort. It's not a relationship to, throw to the wind, but you are definitely, both of you, going to have to dig deep and find that strength. Find that strength to support this connection. The outcome is a 2 card as well too. And so I would really be asking myself and asking your wife, what is it that you see? Like, what is your vision? What is your vision for this relationship? Or maybe, what was the vision that you had that we didn't work hard enough on? Because this is wide open. Anything is possible. But this is a 2. This is a 2. This is a card of balance. This, in a way, is a I think the answer is yes. I feel a strong yes, but it is going to require some work. Okay? All right. I don't have any chat after Pinky Lee, so I'm going to leave it at that. And if there's anything else that you want to say, I'll try to come back and focus and to find your comment. Okay. Okay, Donna. Yes, that'd be wonderful if you catch the live later with us. For those of you that missed, I'm going to be on later with Amber Lavender Moon, Jonathan Daly Tarot, and Musings with Masha. And we're going to talk about life path, Dharma, and the tarot. Okay. Hello, Sadhana. I've been feeling lost for a while and struggling to find the right path for me. Think I'm looking for some guidance on how to grow and avoid taking the wrong path. Okay, cool. We can definitely look at that question with this spread. All righty. Candy should try to tune in later. I also, one of the books I really recommend for this question, this is such a great book. It's called, let me go down here, The Great Work of Your Life by, and I hope I've got that right. This is such a great book to help you with these questions. Okay, so let's focus on Candy and see if we can get some clarity around helping Candy to understand what her path is. And sometimes we can be on our path and not recognize that we are on our path, you know? All right, Candy. All right. Oh, we want to just go there, do we? Okay. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. So my first question is, are you presently in a relationship? And it feels like the message from the Divine Mother is one of letting go. It's one of not letting go and moving on, but letting go of that aspect of yourself that wants to be in control all the time, that is holding on too tight. Who cares what people think? To be more in the flow, to enjoy life and give yourself permission to be joyful. The message from the Divine Masculine is connect, be with others, feel others, laugh, communicate, pick up the phone, talk, reach out. And so you're asking about your life path. Your life path is one of joy and of connection. What is growing here? Okay, so see the how-to card. Okay, so this is the how card, which is the Ace of Cups. This means that you need to feel, you need to let yourself feel. My husband and I have been married for 10 years. Okay. Feeling into your joy, feeling into your sadness, feeling into, like, if there's been any suppression or restriction, it's like something wants to burst forth. The Five of Cups down here, tells me that there's been some challenging time. I mean, it's obviously you've been in a relationship for 10 years. There's been some things that have happened that have been really tricky, and it's not a matter of, okay, this is big. I'm going to try to say this in as succinctly as possible. It's not necessarily about seeing the cup half full or the cup half empty, but seeing the whole darn cup. And that those challenging experiences supported and informed the positive experiences, and the positive experiences were there to help you with the challenging experiences. And we need both. We need to ride the waves and understand that the bottoming out is just as important as the peak and the joyfulness. And so the Divine Mother message is one of, be okay with the hard stuff. Be okay with the challenging stuff. And this is not really asking what your life path, answering your question, but your path is, so maybe this is about, working with others to understand this. Maybe you are supposed to be a life coach. Maybe you are to write a book about this or to start a blog about this. It's about the process of you is connecting with your emotions and connecting with your feelings and learning how to articulate them. This is a repeater card. So this is the outcome card. The ferret. I actually don't know how to say that word properly. It's a Gallic word. So you have something to teach. You have something to offer the greater. And the way that you will connect with others is by, I feel like so much energy in my heart right now, by bearing your heart. And maybe there is a small group that you connect with on Facebook. Maybe there's a community that you are a part of, but it's about letting yourself be raw. It's about letting those emotions arise, connecting with others, and showing others that it's okay to feel joy. It's okay to feel pain, and that they are all part of the journey. Maybe you're supposed to go back to university and become a counselor or something. This is kind of what this is about. So I hope that gives you some insight. Okay, so you resonate with what I'm saying. I think I find myself too caught up in a trap of my mistakes and not letting myself just be happy. So those mistakes are really, really important. They are who you are. They're a part of you. And so it's about seeing those mistakes for your growth. They were part of your growth. They're part of your journey. And the potential to once you integrate that, there's potential to not only to see it in a new way, to feel it in a new way, but to integrate it and to share it. And this is about this card is about the integration. So some really good food for thought, Candy. Okay. Ume no Hana. Okay. How does Dario feel about Ume no Hana? How does Dario feel about Ume no Hana? So I can slightly shift the energy of the spread so that Dario is on the right and Ume is on the left, and the potential for growth of the relationship flows through the center. It's a beautiful time of year to focus on relationship readings. The potential to dig deep into the earth, plant seeds, and heal and grow is so beautiful. Cards flying everywhere. Okay. All right. Ume no Hana and Dario. Ume no Hana. Dario. He's a thinker. You are a giver and he is a thinker. And so it may be difficult to find connection. One of the things I'm seeing here is that these two figures aren't necessarily, they're not focused on each other. Okay, lovely, lovely that the Queen of Cups comes up here in the center. So there is a potential to connect emotionally with Dario. The challenge is that it's not his natural way of being. And so how do you stir emotion in a King of Swords energy? You watch movies that appeal to his intellect, to his wisdom. You challenge his ideas. I love that this energy, like, you recognize the need for balance. You recognize the need for giving and receiving. And so perhaps part of your role in the relationship is to teach Dario about giving and receiving. I love here that this potential for growth is the Queen of Cups, which is a very loving card to have in regards to your question. Okay, and then, so, this is funny. I love it when this card comes up. So this is the How card. So the How card is to play. So play with Dario. Be competitive with Dario. like chase, if you're going for a walk, start running and chase Dario up the hill. You know, if you're like, get a little competitive with Dario. It feels like, because this is the way to find the connection is through action, through activity, through playfulness, through challenges, through competition. He will really, really like that. Okay. And then the potential outcome. Oh, okay. So that's not a great card to have a potential outcome. How can we spin this, and why is this card here? Well, on one side, this is the death of, oh, this is beautiful, actually. Okay. We've got the King of Swords here. We have the Ten of Swords here. You know, this is a surrender to, well, look at the body position, right? So this is a surrender to the earth. This is a falling down and a complete letting go of control, and that need to know everything and control everything. And you know, you have your planner perfectly laid out. You have all your plans laid out. You know what you're doing a week from now. You know what you're doing 3 months from now. You know what's happening 5 years from now. And in this Ten of Swords, there is this potential to let that go, right? So use a superlative, use an adjective, you know, let the blank go. Release, surrender. It's really kind of interesting that we have this very intuitive card here, and then we have this willingness to lay down and connect with the earth. The Ten of Swords is a really challenging card. It's an ending, but what is it an ending of? It's an ending of the monkey mind. It's an ending of wrestling with all that goes on in the head and the busyness of this King of Swords. So it feels like you will be able to reach Dario. And the way to reach Dario, the way to make sparks in this relationship is through playfulness and competition and so forth. Cool. That's a fun reading. Okay. I saw this comment earlier. I love that. Okay. Bonsoir, Burning Dreamer 13. Of course, we can do that for you. All righty. I really like this deck. I mean, there's anyway. Oh, tarot cards. I just love tarot cards. All right. I haven't seen you for ages. It's nice to have you back. Couple other announcements. One, so many announcements. I'm really, really busy teaching. I have a lot of classes that are going on. Some are about to start. And last Wednesday, the crystal course started. And I'm offering the crystal course a la carte. So you can purchase it one Tuesday at a time. That's on the shop in my website. And this is a super practical crystal course. I'm sharing with you how I actually work with and use the crystals. So that's something that's coming up. Also, mark your calendars, because on the 30th of May is Tarot-thon 2021. I've already put up my thumbnail. I'll be on at 9 p.m. Pacific, and I'm going to be talking about significator cards. And oh, Swan, happy to answer that question. Yeah. And then next week I am starting my 22-week tarot class. And I'm really, really excited about this. I've put a lot of work into various documents and thought into this, and we're going to go through. This is for beginners or for people who want to go back and just kind of take this step by step. This is not going to be like any other class you're going to find. It's a completely integrated approach. We are not memorizing cards one at a time. And I did a video on this course. So if you go back to my channel and go to the videos page, and you click on the videos thing up there, then you can go through and you can see the one I did on Tarot Foundations not too long ago. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do Burning Dreamer's question, and then I will get to you, Swan, okay? So for sure I will do, that's probably what I will do. So that'll be today, Burning Dreamer, and then Swan Spirit's question. Okay. So this is for Burning Dreamer 13. I would like a sentimental reading if possible. Okay, so I'm going to continue to use the spread that I've been using today. Loving this spread. Quite adaptable, really. Okay. Beautiful. I love the ladies here. Oh, let's change cameras. There we go. Message from the Divine Mother is the lady, the Empress card. Her belly is full. She is connected to the earth. She is Gaia. She is the Divine Mother. And so what this message is for you is one of connecting to Mother, connecting to Gaia, connecting to the energy of the earth, to working in your garden, to being with your children or your grandchildren, to celebrating all that feels for you in your particular situation. The Divine Mother wants you to feel the Divine Mother. The Divine Mother wants you to recognize the Divine Mother within yourself. Whereas the Divine Masculine energy, this feels very hands-on. The lady is very, has her hands in the dirt, is playing with her children, playing with her grandchildren. The Divine Masculine energy is asking you to turn within, to meditate, to take some time for yourself, to care for your mental health, to observe and to reflect. And perhaps the union of this is that the reflection is in walking meditation, forest walks. Perhaps there's a way to bring these two energies together. And there is a huge message for you in the connection and the union of these two energies. It's like by embracing these two messages, you will step forward in leaps and bounds. The Eight of Wands is big messages. It's big deliveries. It is one of the cards that flows with the infinity sign. And so to not, neither of these cards are moving. They're both stagnant. And it feels like by embracing both of these energies, it will give you the inner resource to also move and to step forward and to keep going. How are we going to do this? Okay. How are we going to do this? Are we going to go on an adventure? This is a repeating card today. Okay. There's a big connection between this card and this card. I feel, you know, I've talked about this thing I'm going to talk about on Masha's channel today. Of all the cards in the tarot, this card is the most connected to Dharma. It's most connected to life path. It's connected to leaving behind things, that situations, feelings, emotions, expectations that have been bugging you for a long time. You know, that you have wanted to do it differently or to be somewhere else. And the way to really tap into this might very well be whatever your version of going to an ashram is. You know, it's time to connect to spirit. It's time to connect with spirit in a much bigger way. The world is your oyster. And I'm wondering where you're going to go. Because it feels like this is a continuing path here. If I were to read this literally, I would say book a plane ticket and go to a sacred place in the world where you've always wanted to go. And I know with our restrictions, that's not possible right now. So how can you take that message and live that message in, you know, your current circumstances? How can you create that experience for yourself? Maybe there's a course, you know, maybe there's a course on Gaia.com that you've always wanted to take. And I'm saying Gaia.com because I'm looking at Gaia here. Anyway, that's your message for today, Burning Dreamer. Infinite Sage, hello. I thought you were here earlier. I thought I saw you. And Katie's here. Hi, Katie. Okay, so our last question for today is Swan's question. Okay, so you've been in the Ten of Swords for quite a while now. Insight into the Ten of Swords. Okay. So I suppose, first of all, I want to talk about the Ten of Swords because maybe something will come up, and then I'm going to do a specific reading for moving through the Ten of Swords for Swan. But I want to talk about the Ten of Swords. I want to talk about what it means and different ways we can so tens are a portal, right? Tens are a portal to the aces. The tens are the sign that the next level, the next step is near. And the nines are the end of the cycle, and the tens are like the door opening up. I don't know why I can't find the Ten of Swords in this deck. I just wanted to put it on the table for focus. Sometimes it's nice just to have a card of focus. This is the Sastra Ibido Tarot. Just let me see. I may have gone by it. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple Ten of Swords down on the table and see if we can find the spirit of the Ten of Swords for Swan. It's a very, very important card in the tarot. So we get to this ending, right? We get to this place where we understand we can't control everything. We need to lie down. We need to surrender to spirit. This is a big purification of Manipura chakra, the solar plexus chakra. It's like, okay, well, if I can't be in control, that means I need to trust. But that is freaking scary. right? Super, super scary. So how do I come into trust? And how do I get past this immobilization? Well, you can go to acupuncture. You can go to yoga. You can start drinking herbal teas. You can do a cleanse. You can climb a mountain, right? You start listing, brainstorming. Okay, how can I purify my body? How can I prepare myself for the next step, right? So you want to think about some strategies of getting through this. That's a scary one, right? It's kind of a scary card. It's one of the scariest endings in the tarot. All right, so keeping that as a focus, let's do a spread for Swan and see what the message is about moving through the Ten of Swords energy. Okay. All is well. Thank you for that message, Infinite Sage. Okay. All right, let's get some insight for Swan into moving through this Ten of Swords energy. All right. Five of Pentacles. Fives are a bridge card, right? Fives are a bridge to something greater. And in this Five of Pentacles, we don't see a church in the background, but we see the light, right? We see the light of the sun. We see animals in chase. We see something really beautiful, but right now the figure in the foreground has their head in their hands and they're turned within. They're not seeing the light that is there. So the Divine Mother wants you to see the light. The Divine Mother wants you to turn to the light. Get out in the sun. Get some vitamin D on your skin. Open your eyes, open your door, open your windows. That's the message from the Divine Mother. Okay. The Divine Father wants you to recognize that you are a warrior. You are a hero. You are a superhero. You are strong. You've been through a lot. And so go get your superhero cape, mend your superhero cape, and be the superhero that you are. This is the suit of will, right? This is a suit of doing whatever it is that you really, really want to do. So perhaps the energy of the Ten of Swords is one of maybe things haven't gone the way that you wanted to go, but maybe it's also about I keep coming back to this. It's about not embracing your Dharma. It's about somewhere along the way, you lost sight of what it is that you really, really wanted to do. So the gate is opening up. The gateway is there. The infinite potential is there. And that gateway is realized through the combination of both of these two messages. And how are you going to get there? Oh my God, we're circling right back to the very first reading from today. And how you're going to get there is by listening to Spirit, not being bothered by Spirit, but by being curious and by doing those practices that help to make it easier to receive messages. So you want to set yourself up in a way that, so for example, if you are more receptive in dream time, to set yourself up when you go to bed, maybe you need fresh sheets on your bed. Maybe you need your journal, get your journal, say a prayer, do some mantra, have a bath, set yourself up so you are clean and clear and free to receive messages. And then write down your intentions. Write down your question. Speak your question out loud and then say loud and clear, and allow me to remember this when I wake up. Or make sure that I have a pen in hand and I can write this down. Hi, V. Kestrel. You know, like, it's really interesting that you're asking about the 10 of Swords and the 9 of Swords shows up here. And what I was saying at the beginning with the 9 of Swords is we need to understand how thin that line is between the 9 of Swords being something that debilitates us and something that awakens us. Okay. Hmm. 5 of Cups. So the hooded figure is looking at the animals playing in the water, the dolphins playing in the water. The hooded figure is focused neither on the empty cups nor the full cups, the spilled cups nor the full cups. The hooded figure is focusing on the joyfulness of the dolphins playing in the water. So the potential for you is really quite transformative. This is such a spiritual message. I need to go back and see if you've said anything else here. You're sandwiched between two hell neighbors and it is debilitating. Okay, that's unfortunate. So that's a very specific circumstance. And there's always a reason why we find ourselves in a challenging situation. So when that happens, I go back to the really basic questions. What is neighbor A triggering in you? Because neighbor A is triggering something about you. So what is it that neighbor A irritates? What is it that, so you're really reflecting on neighbor A and what it is that, why that upsets you so much. And then doing the same for neighbor B. There's something really beautiful here that you have these two people that are pushing your buttons a lot. And it feels like you're not listening, or you haven't dug deep enough into why those buttons need to be pushed. And I know this is hard. I know it's really hard, but those buttons they are pushing need to be pushed. And if those neighbors weren't pushing those buttons, somebody else would be pushing those buttons because you haven't been pushing those buttons yourself, because you're too afraid to go to the next step. And so it's possible. It's possible to move through this, but it's not easy. And so the courage that is needed in this particular kind of situation. And I know, some of the things that I say are like, whoa, like, where does she get this from, right? It's because I've been reading tarot for so many years, and I've heard this so many times. And that's why we come to the tarot. We come to the tarot because we need to have our buttons pushed, because we can't do it ourselves. So get out a journal and just start writing, automatic writing. And when you go to sleep tonight, say those questions to spirit loud and clear, and have a piece of paper and a pen by your bedside table, and be open to change. Say that to spirit. I am open. I'm ready to shift. Help me to shift. Help me to turn the corner. And if you commit to that, it will. Things will change. Right? Spirit wants us to move forward. All right. I feel like that was a lot of energy that I put out there. Okay. All right. So are we good? I want to just, if you didn't hear, mark your calendars for the 30th of May. That's when Tarathon is on. So there's 24 presentations that you will see. So 24 different channels, and my channel will be on at 9 o'clock. Crystal Magic tomorrow. So if you want to hop into the second class, you can purchase just the second class. And that is a very practical, sorry, turn that one off, put that one on. It's a very practical crystal class about how to use crystals in your house, in your home, in your office, and how I work with them. And I believe you'll have to go to the website. Sorry, I'm not sure what the second. So there's three classes left, and so you can hop into that. And then a week today, I'm going to start the 22-week course, and there's 5 spots left in this class. And this is going to be amazing. So I hope some of you can join me for that. And yeah, other than that, I want to wish you a beautiful rest of your day and be kind to one another. Okay? See you soon. Namaste.